When your cat answers your meow, they aren't just making noise, they are talking to you. Imagine this scenario. You walk through your front door, exhausted after a long, hard day. Before you even have a chance to drop your keys on the table, you hear it, that distinct, familiar meow from your cat. So, you do exactly what any devoted cat parent does. You meow right back at them. And then, something truly magical occurs. Your cat responds. They don't just give you a blank stare or silence. They reply with another meow, almost as if you are engaged in a genuine, two-way conversation. You might laugh it off, assuming it's just cute, random behavior, or perhaps a funny coincidence. But what if I told you it is absolutely none of those things? Welcome back to Meowrange, our cozy, podcast-style channel where we dive deep into fascinating facts, share heartwarming stories, and reveal surprising insights about our beloved cats. This is your ultimate destination for decoding the mysterious, adorable, and occasionally baffling creatures that we share our lives with. Here is what is going to completely blow your mind today. By the time this video ends, you will understand that your cat's meows are not random noises at all. They are actually a sophisticated communication system developed explicitly for you. It isn't for other cats, and it isn't just raw instinct. It is a language carefully crafted, refined, and personalized specifically for the human standing right in front of them. Your cat has been studying you, mastering your language, and building a custom vocabulary designed to get exactly what they desire from you. Now, before we plunge into this captivating world of feline communication, I need you to do something for me. I am not asking this for the sake of the algorithm or vanity metrics. I am asking because if you are someone who truly wants to comprehend what your cat is trying to say, if you have ever wondered if your furry friend actually gets you, then you need to hit that subscribe button and tap the like. This information has the potential to change the way you view your relationship with your cat forever, and you will want to be present for every insight we unravel. Trust me, you will not regret it. So, let's get into a fact that will fundamentally shift how you view every single meow from this moment forward. Are you ready? Here it is. Adult cats very rarely meow to each other in the wild. Read that again. Cats do not naturally use meows to converse with one another once they pass kittenhood. Kittens certainly meow to their mothers, yes. But once they grow up, cat-to-cat communication happens almost entirely through body language, scent marking, and the occasional hiss or growl. The meow? That is a tool reserved exclusively for us, for humans. Dr. Sharon Crowell-Davis, a veterinary behaviorist at the University of Georgia, has spent years researching feline vocalization, and her findings confirm something extraordinary. Cats have essentially invented a second language just to talk to people. Think about the implications of that for a second. Your cat looked at you, realized that you are too dense to understand tail flicks and ear positions the way another cat would, and thought, okay, I need a different strategy here. So, they developed vocalizations specifically designed to bridge the gap with a completely different species. That is not just clever, that is borderline genius. But here is where the story gets even more intriguing. Your cat isn't just meowing at you randomly and hoping for a good result. They are training you. Over time, your cat pays very close attention to which meows elicit which responses. That specific pitch that makes you stand up and check the food bowl. Your cat remembers that. The softer, sweeter meow that convinces you to pick them up and cuddle them, that gets filed away in their mental database. They are actively experimenting with different sounds, watching your specific reactions, and adjusting their strategy accordingly. Researchers at Cornell University found that domestic cats can produce up to 21 different types of vocalizations. 21. Each distinct sound has a purpose, a specific context, and often a very targeted human response in mind. Let that sink in for a moment. Your cat is essentially learning to speak your language, not English or Spanish or Portuguese, but human, the language of tone, emotion, and behavioral response. Every time you answer a meow, you are reinforcing a communication pattern. Every time you ignore one, you are teaching them that a particular sound doesn't work. Your relationship with your cat is literally shaping the way they speak. Now, when your cat meows back at you, it is easy to assume they are just mimicking the sound you made, like a furry echo. But that is not what is happening. This is an active conversation. When you meow at your cat and they meow back, they are not just parroting you. They are acknowledging your attempt to communicate. They are saying, I hear you, and I am engaging with you. This is bilateral communication, a genuine back-and-forth dialogue between two species who technically shouldn't be able to understand each other this well. Scientists have identified clear differences between meows of demand and social meows. A demand meow usually has a tangible purpose: food, opening a door, or immediate attention. These tend to be more insistent, sometimes repetitive, and are often accompanied by very direct eye contact or physical positioning near the object they want. Social meows, on the other hand, are softer, shorter, and often occur when your cat is simply near you with no obvious agenda. These are the hello meows, the I acknowledge your presence meows, the conversational ones. When your cat responds to your meow with one of these social sounds, they aren't asking for a favor. They are genuinely interacting with you. Here is a practical way to spot this dynamic in your own home. The next time your cat meows at you, really pay attention to the context. Are they sitting by an empty food dish or standing at a closed bedroom door? That is likely a demand meow. But if they are lounging on the couch, walking past you in the hall, or just sitting there looking at you when you speak and they meow back, that is conversation. That is your cat being social with you, treating you like a companion who is worth communicating with. And this reveals something beautiful about the bond you share with your cat. It isn't one-sided. It isn't just you projecting human emotions onto an indifferent animal. Your cat is actively participating in this relationship. They are making a concerted effort to connect with you in a way that bridges the biological gap. Every meow is evidence that your bond is real, mutual, and deeply meaningful to them. But here is what most cat parents never realize. Your cat isn't just responding to you. They are actually studying your reactions and adjusting their meows based on what works best. And there is one particular type of meow that scientists have discovered is almost impossible for humans to ignore. It triggers something deep in our brain, something primal, something we cannot help but respond to immediately. And your cat? They know exactly when to deploy it. We are talking about the manipulation meow and other vocal strategies. Have you ever noticed how your cat's "feed me" meow sounds slightly different from their regular, everyday meow? Maybe it is a bit more urgent, higher-pitched, almost like it crawls under your skin and demands your immediate attention. You are not imagining it, and you are definitely not alone in feeling powerless to ignore it. What you are hearing is something researchers call the solicitation purr, or the cry-embedded purr, and it is one of the most fascinating examples of animal manipulation ever documented. Dr. Karen McComb from the University of Sussex made a groundbreaking discovery that changed how we understand cat communication forever. She found that cats don't just meow or purr separately. They have learned to combine these sounds in a specific way that is almost irresistible to human ears. Here is how it works. Normal purring sits at a frequency between 25 and 50 hertz. It's low, rumbling, and soothing. It is the sound of contentment, the sound that makes you feel calm when your cat curls up on your lap. But when your cat really wants something, especially food or urgent attention, they embed a higher frequency sound into that purr. This embedded cry sits between 300 and 600 hertz. Now, why does that matter? Because that is the exact same frequency range as a human baby's cry. Let me say that again. Your cat has figured out how to hijack your parental instincts by mimicking the sound of an infant in distress. It is evolutionary brilliance. Humans are hardwired to respond to baby cries. It is a survival mechanism that has been programmed into us for millennia. We cannot ignore it even if we want to. And your cat has learned to weaponize this instinct to get what they want. Dr. McComb's study showed that 96% of cat owners respond immediately to this type of vocalization. 96%. That is nearly everyone. You might think you have willpower, that you can resist those big eyes and that insistent sound, but the data says otherwise. Your cat knows your buttons, and they know exactly which one to push. But the solicitation purr isn't the only vocal strategy in your cat's arsenal. Cats have developed an entire repertoire of distinct meow patterns, each serving a different purpose, each designed to communicate something specific to you. Take the short, sharp meow, what behaviorists call the staccato meow. This is usually a greeting, an enthusiastic hello. You hear it most often when you first walk in the door or when your cat spots you after not seeing you for a while. It is typically accompanied by a raised tail, often with a little curve at the top like a question mark. This meow is pure excitement. Your cat is genuinely happy to see you, and they want you to know it. There is no hidden agenda here, no manipulation, just authentic joy at your presence. Then there is the opposite end of the spectrum, the long, drawn-out, lower-pitched meow. This is the complaint meow, the "I am not pleased with this situation" meow. You will hear this one when your cat is in the carrier headed to the vet, when you are trying to give them a bath, or when you have switched their food to something they don't approve of. It is sustained. It is emphatic. And the message is crystal clear. They want this to stop immediately. The length and depth of this meow convey frustration and displeasure in a way that is impossible to misinterpret. Multiple meows in rapid sequence tell a completely different story. This is excitement cranked up to 11. You will often hear this when your cat is watching birds through the window, when they have spotted a toy they love, or when they are in full play mode. It is the sound of high energy and total engagement. Sometimes these rapid-fire meows are interspersed with those distinctive chirping sounds, almost like your cat's vocalization system can't keep up with how stimulated they are. If your cat is giving you this sequence, they are telling you something has their complete attention, and they want you to notice it too. Speaking of chirps, let's talk about those for a moment. That trilling, chirping sound somewhere between a meow and a purr is actually borrowed from mother cat vocabulary. Female cats use this sound with their kittens, especially when they want them to follow or pay attention. When your cat trills at you, they are using their mom voice. It is a term of endearment, an invitation, a gesture of affection. They are essentially treating you like family, using the same warm, welcoming sound they would use with their own offspring. If your cat trills at you regularly, congratulations, you have been adopted into their family unit in the deepest possible way. Now, context is everything with cat vocalizations. The same basic meow can mean completely different things depending on where your cat is, what they are doing, and what is happening around them. A meow at the food bowl is obviously food-related. The exact same sound while your cat is staring at a closed door? They want out. That same meow, while sitting on your lap making eye contact? That might be pure social conversation. This is why paying attention to body language alongside vocalizations is so important. A meow combined with a slow blink means something very different from a meow combined with dilated pupils and a swishing tail. The vocalization is just part of the message. You need the full picture to truly understand what your cat is saying. Here is a practical tip that can transform your relationship with your cat. Try recording their different meows over the course of a week. Yes, actually record them on your phone. Then, listen back. You will start to notice patterns you never caught in the moment. That particular urgent meow always happens at 5:30 in the evening before dinner. That softer one always comes when they want to sit with you. That chirpy one happens when they are happy you are home. Your cat has developed a unique vocabulary specifically for your household, and once you crack the code, everything becomes clearer. Every cat's vocal signature is different because every cat-human relationship is different. Your cat has effectively tailored their entire communication style to match what resonates with you personally. It is as if they have mastered your private language, learning the specific dialect of your human behavior and reactions. But there is something even more profound occurring when your cat chooses to meow back at you. Recent scientific studies have revealed that cats possess the ability to distinguish individual human voices and even detect emotional states through tone alone. And what they actually do with that data might shock you. We are talking about the emotional intelligence behind the meow. Have you ever had the distinct feeling that your cat knows exactly when you are feeling down, as if they can sense a terrible day before you have spoken a single word? Perhaps they curl up tightly against you when you are crying, or they begin meowing in a soft, melodic way when you are stressed. You might have dismissed it as a coincidence, or maybe you told yourself you were just projecting your feelings. But what if your gut instincts were correct the whole time? Here is a fact that will validate every intuition you have ever held about your cat understanding you. Researchers from Oakland University led a study in 2022 that demonstrated cats can distinguish their specific owner's voice from a stranger's voice with 87% accuracy. 87%. That is not a random guess. That is genuine cognitive recognition. Your cat knows the sound of your voice the way you recognize your best friend's voice in a noisy crowd. They have memorized the unique acoustic signature of you. But this goes even deeper than simple voice identification. Scientists at the University of Tokyo pushed this research further and found that cats don't just know who is speaking. They respond differently based on the specific emotional tone they detect in the human voice. In controlled experiments, researchers asked cat owners to speak to their pets using various emotional inflections: happy, sad, angry, and neutral. The cats did not just hear the difference. They altered their entire behavioral response based on what they heard. When owners utilized sad or distressed tones, the cats approached more cautiously, often with their ears pinned slightly back, as if they were carefully assessing the vibe. When owners used happy, upbeat tones, the cats responded with significantly more energy, faster approaches, and increased vocalizations. They were not just processing noise. They were interpreting emotional content and adjusting their behavior to match. Think about the implications of this for a moment. When your cat meows back at you, they aren't simply reacting to the fact that you made a noise. They are reacting to how you made that noise. They are reading the emotion layered underneath your words, sensing whether you are joyful, sorrowful, anxious, or peaceful, and their reply is tailored to exactly what they are picking up from you. That is not just basic communication. That is emotional intelligence. Let's discuss what this looks like in your daily life. Have you ever noticed that when you are upset, your cat's meows sound different? Maybe softer? More drawn out? That is because they are different. Cats adjust their vocalizations when they sense emotional distress in their humans. The meow becomes gentler, less demanding, and almost comforting in its timbre. It is often paired with physical closeness, your cat pressing their weight against you, climbing into your lap, or simply remaining close by. This isn't anthropomorphization or wishful thinking. This is documented behavior. Therapy cats working in hospitals and nursing homes have been observed modifying their vocalizations depending on the emotional state of the patients they are visiting. When interacting with someone who is anxious or in physical pain, these cats lower their volume, soften their tone, and utilize more purring combined with gentle, quiet meows. They are actively attempting to provide comfort through sound. Then there is a phenomenon researchers call vocal mirroring. Some cats will actually modulate their meow volume and pitch to match their human speech patterns. If you are someone who talks quietly, your cat's meows might be softer. If you are a loud, boisterous talker, your cat might develop a more robust, emphatic meow. It is a phenomenon similar to how humans unconsciously mirror each other's body language and speech rhythms when they feel a connection. Your cat is literally syncing their communication style to yours as a method of strengthening your bond. But here is something equally fascinating. Sometimes the most meaningful communication your cat offers is silence. There are moments when cats consciously choose not to meow at all. They will simply sit near you, watching quietly, being fully present without making a peep. This isn't disinterest or aloofness. It is a sophisticated form of empathy. Cats seem to understand when vocalization might be intrusive or unwanted. When you are on a phone call, many cats will wait silently rather than screaming for attention. When you are sleeping, they often watch over you without making noise. They are reading the room and adjusting their communication, including the absence of it, to fit what they perceive you need. This emotional attunement only gets stronger over time. Long-term studies have demonstrated that cats living in households where their owners regularly talk to them actually develop more complex vocal repertoires than cats whose owners rarely speak to them. It is almost exactly like language development in human children. The more you engage, the more sophisticated the communication becomes. Your cat is learning and expanding their vocabulary based on the frequency of your interactions. The implications of this are profound. It means that the relationship you share with your cat is not one-directional. It isn't just you projecting feelings onto an unresponsive creature. Your cat is actively participating, actively listening, and actively trying to understand and respond to your emotional world. It is part of an ongoing conversation that deepens as the years go by. So, how do you nurture this incredible connection? The answer is surprisingly simple: consistency. Talk to your cat regularly, not just when you need them to do something. Respond to their meows with your voice, even if you feel a bit silly doing it. They are listening to your tone, your emotion, and your presence. The more you engage in this back and forth, the richer your communication becomes. One documented case perfectly illustrates the power of this bond. A woman noticed her cat had developed a very specific, unusual meow that only occurred at certain times. She started paying close attention and realized the cat was alerting her to early signs of her own health issues. The meow appeared whenever her blood sugar dropped. She is diabetic. That cat had learned to detect internal physiological changes and created a unique vocalization specifically to warn her. That isn't just communication. That is a life-saving connection. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me about the most unique or meaningful meow your cat has. Is there a specific sound they make that is reserved just for you? I read every comment, and I will respond to as many as I can because your stories help all of us understand these amazing creatures better. Now you might be wondering, is there a right way to respond when your cat meows at you? Can you actually train this communication to be even more meaningful? And here's the fascinating part. There is one common mistake that almost every cat parent makes that actually confuses their cat's attempts to communicate and sabotages your unique cat-human conversation. You have come so far in understanding your cat's language. You now know that meowing is a communication system they invented just for humans. You understand the manipulation meow and how your cat tailors their sounds to get specific responses. You have discovered that your cat can read your emotions and adjust their vocalizations accordingly. And now we are at the most important part. What you can actually do with all this knowledge to build an even deeper connection with your feline companion. But first, we need to address the mistake that is sabotaging your communication without you even realizing it. It is something almost every cat owner does, and it is probably happening in your home right now. The mistake is inconsistency. Here's what I mean. Your cat meows for attention, and sometimes you respond immediately. Sometimes you ignore them. Sometimes you give in after they persist. And sometimes you tell them to be quiet. From your perspective, you are just reacting naturally based on your mood or how busy you are. But from your cat's perspective, the rules keep changing, and they have no idea what actually works. Imagine trying to learn a foreign language, but every time you said the same word, it meant something completely different depending on the teacher's mood. You would be utterly confused, right? That is exactly what inconsistent responses do to your cat's attempts at communication. They are trying to build a reliable system of cause and effect. I make this sound, this happens. But if your responses are unpredictable, that system breaks down. The consequence isn't just confusion. Cats can become genuinely frustrated or anxious when their communication attempts don't produce consistent results. Some cats will escalate, meowing louder or more frequently because they are desperately trying to figure out what actually gets through to you. Others might give up trying to communicate certain needs altogether, which can lead to behavioral problems or even health issues going unnoticed. The solution is surprisingly straightforward. Establish predictable response patterns. This doesn't mean you have to respond to every single meow, but it does mean being consistent about which ones you respond to and how. Think of it like teaching any language. Patterns need to be reliable for learning to truly happen. Now, let's talk about practical strategies you can implement starting today to take your cat communication to the next level. First technique, develop your own specific vocal responses for different situations. Your cat has created unique sounds for you. Return the favor. Use a distinct, consistent tone for playtime, maybe higher-pitched and energetic. Use a different, softer tone for bedtime or calm interactions. Your cat will start associating these specific sounds with specific contexts, and your communication will become more precise. Second technique, pay attention to your timing. When your cat meows a greeting to you, responding immediately reinforces that lovely social behavior. But when your cat meows demanding something, especially if it isn't time for that thing yet, waiting 2 to 3 seconds before responding can actually improve your communication. That brief pause before responding teaches them that calm, patient communication works better than urgent demands. Third technique, combine your vocal responses with body language. Research shows that cats process multimodal communication much better than voice alone. When you talk to your cat, get down to their level when possible. Make eye contact. Use slow blinks, the cat equivalent of a loving smile. These physical signals combined with your voice create a much richer, clearer message. Fourth technique, keep a vocal diary for 1 week. Every time your cat meows, jot down a quick note. What did they sound like? What was happening? After 7 days, look at your notes. You will start seeing patterns you never noticed before. You will discover your cat has a specific meow for different needs and moods. Once you identify these patterns, you can respond more appropriately to each one. Let me share a powerful story that shows how this understanding matters. There was a woman in Oregon whose cat developed a very specific, urgent meow she had never heard before. Instead of dismissing it, she paid attention. She noticed the cat only made this sound when she touched a specific area of the cat's body. She took her cat to the vet and discovered an early-stage tumor that, because it was caught so soon, was completely treatable. That cat is alive today because their human learned to listen. Another story involves a man with diabetes whose cat started making a distinctive yowling sound at seemingly random times. He realized the cat always made that sound right before his blood sugar dropped dangerously low. His cat had somehow learned to detect the physiological changes and created an alert system to warn him. That cat became a medical alert system through nothing but learned communication. From the next time your cat meows back to you, I want you to try something. Stop for just a moment. Don't think about what they might want or what you need to do. Just listen. Listen not just with your ears, but with your full attention. Notice the tone, the length, the context, the emotion behind it. Because in that sound, there is an entire conversation waiting to happen. And that is the beautiful truth we have explored today. Your cat didn't have to develop this communication system. They chose to. They looked at you, this strange creature who shares their space, and they decided you were worth the effort of learning how to talk to. Every meow is evidence that you matter to them. So tell me, what is the most unique meow your cat has? Drop it in the comments below because I genuinely want to hear your stories. I read every single comment, and I promise I will respond to as many as I can. If this video has helped you see your cat's communication in a new light, share this with another cat parent who would love to understand what their feline friend is really saying. And hit that subscribe button so you never miss another insight into the fascinating world of cats. We are building something special here at Meowrange, a cozy corner where cat lovers can learn and celebrate these incredible animals together. Until next time, keep listening to what your cat is really saying. Because in those meows, in those purrs, in those quiet moments of connection, there is a relationship unlike any other. You and your cat are speaking a language no one else in the world speaks exactly the same way. And that is pretty extraordinary.